You guys want to sit a little closer to each other?
I know it was going to be that kind of video.
Speaking of strange people on the internet.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Larry, and this is Carter's Country. Got Justin Carter with me here today, and today we're going to talk about a new offering from Smith & Wesson, Bodyguard 2.0. The original Bodyguard was introduced, Justin, in 2010, and kind of became kind of set the bar for what people call pocket pistols or micro pistols. It was kind of the standard that everyone looked at. The size of it, 6+1 capacity on the magazine. It was, it held up and held strong. We're 14 years into the Bodyguard, and now the 2.0's come out. But I think as we start talking, you're going to see a lot of important changes and improvements that they made in it. It's not a case of somebody just, putting a fresh coat of paint on something and rebranding it. You go in a grocery store, every other item says new and improved. Smith & Wesson, I think, with this, took their time and made changes that matter, and changes that a shooter will appreciate, and changes that are also important when you're carrying this for self-defense. So I think they've done a great job of reintroducing what was already a great gun, and improving it in a lot of really important ways. So go ahead and let's just talk through that so people can see the differences we're talking about.
Definitely a huge upgrade from the last version. Capacity-wise, now you have a 10+1, a 12+1 magazine included in every box, so that's a big difference.
The amazing thing about that, there's not a significant size difference. In fact, the 2.0 is even a little bit lighter, but when you look at it from a width standpoint, they managed to get 4 or 6 more around, double the capacity, and you've still got a legitimate micro or pocket size pistol.
The nice thing too is just that extra grip length helps out a tremendous amount. It fits in your hands so much better, and I can only imagine that when we get to shoot it here in a little while that it'll be just as fun to shoot.
Yeah, that with that 12 round in there, or even really with the flush fit, that little bit of grip length, I think is going to make a big difference. And another thing they did on the grip, I'll just kind of jump ahead since we were already on the grip, the stippling. They've got kind of some aggressive stippling on the back and the front. There's a little stripe down here that's a little bit smoother, so if you're carrying it against your skin, you're not going to feel like you got a rash at the end of the day. But on your micro pistols, more so than any, you're going to need a good grip, because you've got a powerful round going down the barrel of a very small pistol. The grip matters, and so I think that stippling, as far as the shooting experience, I think it's going to improve it a lot. And that change for a lot of people may kind of fly under the radar, but once you start shooting it, and I think we're going to see it when we shoot it here in a little bit, that's going to be a pretty big difference.
Well, I mean, anytime you have the ability to add that pinky finger on the bottom of that grip is going to be a key.
Yeah, that's absolutely a big deal.
That helps so much in your average shooting.
And one thing that they've done with the safety, now this one doesn't have the external safety on it, but the model with the external safety, you'll find that it's got some nice texturing on it, which makes it easier, in an emergency situation to get that safety disengaged, so you can operate the pistol. That's one thing on the one. Is a little bit tough for people sometimes to kind of find that to do it. They've also changed that with the 2.0. So if you do want the external safety, it's a lot easier to operate if you need to.
Well, and speaking of grip, it's all pretty neat that they included a little extra grip on the slide, so you can function a little bit better.
Yeah, they've
if
added
you do have those
serrations,
bigger hands, it just seems to fit a little bit better.
Yeah, and they've got them front and back. This one has, the one had a few back here, and most people on a pistol this size would grip it back here and push forward. But you got a little bit longer barrel on here, so they had room to go ahead and do that. With average size hands, the smaller a pistol is, the harder it is to work that slide, because you're trying to be careful where you're grabbing everything. You can't just like a bear paw. And so if you want to manipulate the slide from the front or the back, you've got plenty of texture there, plenty to get your hands on and work the slide to do whatever you need to do.
Not to mention that it has a tritium night sight.
Standard,
which is unique for this style gun anyway. So
right, very much so.
To have that option available to you is pretty neat.
Yeah.
One of the other neat concepts here is that they've done a much deeper beaver tail here, which allows that grip to be a little bit better long term.
Yeah, it's good that you can get higher up on it. The kind of the more in line you can get your wrist with that bore axis, the less snappiness you're going to feel. So that's big on a pistol this size. It's just not something you see much of in the micro pistol market. So that, and then up here on the trigger too, you know, the kind of acknowledging that yeah, you do want to get as much on there here as you can. Contouring that up gives you a little more room with your hand there, and my little finger is at the bottom here. I do have something to grip here at the bottom. So again, attention to little details like that. It's not as catchy as the increased capacity and things like that, but for the shooting experience, an improved beaver tail, the 18-degree grip, the improved ergonomics here as well. Again, they just didn't leave any box unchecked when they improved this thing. I know you're kind of my boss, and generally me shooting guns, just having fun on the clock isn't really what you hired me for, but I understand we are going to go get to shoot this, and so I'm goofing off on the clock, but
let's go.
But this time it's legally, so you can't say anything, right?
Correct.
This time?
Only this time.
Okay, well that's better than none. So some days aren't fun at all. So this day at least I have a little bit of fun to it. Nothing personal. That really comes down, point of aim comes down nice on it.
That doesn't flip like I thought it would.
Yeah, I was expecting that too, and I think between the stippling and that little finger is a big deal.
That's what I was looking at, so flip.
I've never shot a micro pistol that handled the muzzle flip as well as this does, but between the 18-degree here, the beaver tail, the additional room for me to get a pinky down here, really impressed with it for a micro pistol. If somebody had thought I'm not going to get one of those deals because it feels like you're holding a handful of wasp every time you shoot it, I'm telling you, this is your gun. It was really nice to shoot.
I think sweet.
Just real quick before we get to the gun, I just wanted to point out I am wearing Smith & Wesson M&P hearing protection. Normally I just plug my ears because I don't really like hearing what you or the camera person has to say during the videos, whereas this one allows me to turn this on, hear conversations in between shots. So I went through listening to you guys talking as I was shooting just to show you that I have Smith & Wesson M&P hearing protection. So just so you know. Now, about the gun.
Heck of a shooter. I had a great time shooting it, actually. Super smooth, easy to shoot, easy to hold on to. I mean, everything about the gun was nice to shoot.
Yeah, I would challenge any micro class pistol to equal the shooting experience of this one. I can't say it enough. The ergonomics, being able to get your grip up high, the stippling, the being able to get your little finger a little bit of purchase down here, all really added up, and you can see on the video the muzzle flip is just inconsequential. Yeah, it really is. And I invite anybody, if you don't believe us, go shoot one of these and then go shoot any other micro out there, and then come back and tell us we weren't telling you the truth about this gun. It really is a game changer.
True.
If you've ever shot or hunted with it, you're already a part of the Carter's Country family. Till next time, adios.
You get a little, ooh, so smooth. Like that.
Let me know when you're ready.
Oh, I'm born ready. You ready? I'm ready.
God.
Like you like each other. Play,
I didn't know there was going to be real acting. Yeah.